We were just talking about it, and I'm sure that you've talked a lot about it. But here we have an open forum. It's a little bit of story time. When you go all the way to a Final Four, and then you have a little bit of time after that. Once the season was over, when did it sort of hit you again? Of we did that.
You know, when Goodman started texting me like, man, do you believe you made the Final Four? Like, no, it's here's the deal.
He's a prep school coach.
Man, let me say this to you guys. You know, to go to the Final Four and to be among three other guys that were high school guys, I don't know that I could have, planned it any better. Yeah. There are some great coaches at Division III. There's some great coaches at the high school level. When did it hit me? Probably 2 weeks later. I usually go back and watch the entire season, and I start at the beginning. But for the first time, I started at the end. Now, I went through the Purdue game real quick because I didn't want to see Edie anymore. But as I went through those 9 elimination games, unbelievable. I'm blessed. To take a team that was number 10. We started off on Tuesday and to cut the nets down on Saturday, and then we go to the tournament and we're 11 seed, and to make it to the Final Four, I couldn't ask for anything
incredible.
better.
He said, none of us have ever seen anything like this, Kevin. Yeah. Never. And listen, to be brutally honest, you knew, I don't know if you're coaching for your job, but there was some heat on you. You knew this, and you delivered. And again, I don't know what your bank account shows now, but it's a lot better off than it was last February.
It's not bad. I can tell you.
The shoes are just as nice on the sideline.
I know.
You know, Jeff, we lost those. You won't believe this, Jeff. We lost those 4 games on purpose at the end of the year because I wanted it.
Smart man.
Y'all hadn't said a lot about me on the field of 68, so I was like, all right, if you lose those 4 games on purpose, they're going to tell everybody Kevin Keatts is going to get fired. He's going back to prep school. And so I told my guys, I said, listen, if you lose those games, everybody in the country is going to talk shit about you, and they did. And so we went into the tournament. Now, hey, I would say this to you. Every coach talks about, being ready in March. And when you look at this team, we started off, Jeff, we were 5-1 in ACC play. We hit the meat of the ACC, and we lost 7 games by 5 points or less. When I saw the schedule at the beginning of the year, I called the ACC and complained. And the reason I did, it was 3 out of the 4 games on the road. We're the only team that I know in the history of basketball that played Carolina on a Saturday and turned around and played Duke on a Monday, or vice versa. So I knew the ending was going to be tough. I didn't know if we would lose them all. That being said, I had a group of guys that before we got on the plane to D.C., we talked about, hey, stop beating yourself. We would turn the ball over. We would miss a free throw. We were not connected on both ends of the floor. And if you can get connected, we've got a chance to win this thing. But you got to do it one game at a time, and that's what we did.
Hey, what are you doing Tuesday night?
What's Tuesday?
What do you got Tuesday night?
This upcoming
Tuesday.
What do you
got?
You going to the Canes game?
You want to go?
Well, he's asking me if I want to go. He usually calling me to get him in the game. I got you.
No, it's on me. My wife.
Oh boy, that's it.
Wow.
You better take that. My wife and I are coming in. We'll
absolutely.
Find out.
If you're paying, I'm going.
All right, let's do it.
I'm done. Tuesday is done.
All right.
And for you guys don't know, his beautiful daughter, who's going to be way better than him. I know you. She's a major Canes, and we bonded through the Canes, and I love her to death. And
story. How about this? I'm going to tell this story out there. So all of a sudden, Talia gets a FaceTime from Keatts. Okay, Keatts has been. Scott Drew and Kevin Keatts are her 2 favorite men's coaches in the country, bar none. And Kevin FaceTimes her, and she answers, and she's like, "Where are you?" And I guess they were having some sort of sidewalk type sale inside at the arena, and he's like, "Talia, what? I know you're a huge Canes fan. What can I get you?" She's like, "No, I'm good. And all of a sudden, in the mail, she gets this authentic Andrei Svechnikov jersey. that he sends her. So.
Yeah,
is that a good jersey? I've never heard of that.
He's a stud.
Hey,
if he's healthy,
he's a stud. And but no, her knowledge was so great. She was look, I gotta go, but let me tell you what I need if you're gonna do it. Get this, and that. She was great. Yeah,
she loves you. You know that.
I love that you bring it up. He coached me at the Capital City Classic All-Star game. What was that, 2007?
Did he play any D? Like
no,
one possession?
No,
that's a wild statement.
No, listen, but to his defense, nobody did. I think
good point. Okay. All right, I'll live with that. I can live with that.
I think the score was 120 something to whatever. I don't,
There's some good players in there.
It was some really good players.
Terrence Oglesby never saw a shot that he didn't like.
Listen,
I went for 25 and 30 that game, if I remember.
Listen now.
Shots aren't going to shoot themselves.
Hey, and he don't mind telling you that he would shoot the basketball now. He don't mind sharing that with you.
Hey, Coach, moving on to this year and kind of going back, I thought you guys turned the corner when you found an alternative way to score. And I thought DJ Burns was that guy. During that, when the game slowed down, you could get the ball to him, you could cut off of him, you could let him work, he could score. He's no longer here. But I've been raving about Brandon Hunley Hatfield. I think he's one of the most underappreciated, super talented players in this league. And if it's in this league, it's in the country. He just hasn't been showcased. Tell these guys what he brings to the table, his level of talent. I think he could be a pro if he puts it all together.
So, I cried when I knew DJ Burns didn't have another 7 year. I was disappointed. Everybody's getting 7 years. I wanted him to get one. He was the most unique player in college basketball other than Zach Edey. But there will never be another DJ Burns. And so I went out in the portal, and we actually did it during the run. We brought Brandon on a visit.
That's right. I remember that.
He is, he is talented. He can really score it. I would caution everybody that he's not DJ Burns in no way. He does it in a different way. He's a proven guy who's rebounded the ball at 8 per game, can score. He's probably a 12 to 15-point scorer, a little bit better 3-point shooter than he's been able to show. And I think he has a chance to be good. We have 2 centers, him and Ben Middlebrooks, that have both played in this league that could be really good basketball players, and hopefully they'll be good for us.
I'm glad that you got them, but I do think that is a problem with the way that the system is currently structured, that you guys are on this unbelievable run, right? An all-time run through the conference tournament to the Final Four, and you got to sit there worry about getting in the portal, making sure that you got your guys for next season. Like, that's got to change.
It was a nightmare. And coaches are on your back. Coach, I need you to call this guy. I need to do that. If I'm not mistaken, I think that they're changing that. At least to the second week.
They just said that yesterday.
But I'm telling you, it was tough. To your point, I had to figure out now, how do I, keep this thing rolling? Scouting reports, filming. Now I got to do a good job. When we get in between winning a game and you come back, you got to have a guy on a visit in order to try to get him, because if you keep winning, you have no chance of landing him, and that's what happened with Brandon.
Another new face to the equation here, Marcus Hill, coming over from Bowling Green. What do you like most about him?
Well, he's going to put you guys in mind of a paint touch guy. He gets to the paint. Like he can really he draws fouls. I don't know how he does it. I don't call fouls on him against him every day in practice, and he gets frustrated. But he's a free throw guy line. He's a paint touch guy. He's working to become a really good 3-point shooter, which he does. He can shoot the ball. He's just not a volume guy in that area. But tough kid, great defender on this team. I've got to figure out now who's going to be Jarkel Joyner, who's going to be Taquavion Smith, who's going to be DJ Horn. We don't have that, but I would say this to you. I didn't have that going into the season. I didn't know who was going to be Jarkel Joyner until DJ Horn decided to step up. I've lost my leading scorer for the last 7 years that I've been the coach here.
All right, so I was told by a source that I think some of the money that you made from this run might have went to a piano bar in Wilmington. Is that true?
Well, I mean,
true?
You can't believe all the rumors. Listen, I will say this to you, Joe. in the off season, I may be a piano bar owner.
Wow.
But right now, I'm the basketball coach.
Really
You know,
cool.
and I'll tell you the story. Jeff was talking about
gotta divvy up
coming
the
to.
portfolio.
He was talking about coming to Wilmington to do vacation, but of course he passed it off because his favorite place is Charleston. Everybody knows that. I didn't want to tell him at the time we were in the mix for a great piano bar.
Did not.
And,
That might have changed my mind.
Yeah, and I wanted you
Might
to
have
come to
changed
the
yours,
piano
too.
bar.
That's why he didn't tell you.
hey, but listen, here's what was going to happen to you. I knew he was going to come in, and he was going to run me up for about $1,000, and he wasn't going to pay. He wasn't going to pay the tab.
And now I think we're going to go to Wilmington.
That's
I think
right.
we're going to take a few nights.
You know what? I was in Wilmington last week.
Good spot.
They love you.
Yeah.
And that place is a gem of a college basketball city.
It's a
Seahawks
great
are
place.
the pro team.
It's a great place, and Takeo Sittle is doing a great job there, and they love basketball there. Did you go to the piano bar?
I did not go to the
know.
piano bar. I got to get there
I
now.
know.
I got to
Okay.
get there now.
Well,
you're
oh,
you're
Is that
going.
an official invite?
That's
Said-
an official
we gotta get
invite.
there.
Live
the name?
show.
What's the
the
name of it?
Tempo 33.
Tempo 33.
That's right.
I
Talk
like
about
it.
a
I
great
like it.
vacation town.
And listen,
Too.
just so we can be clear, all the fans that are listening right now, I'm a basketball coach right now. I have a partner who lives in Wilmington. He's a
I
businessman.
think they know you're not going to be shuttling back and
I'm
forth.
not going to be going back
make
to the
sure that
piano
this
bar.
thing
No.
is
He's the
run
guy
well.
clearing tables.
Right,
He's
right,
washing
right.
dishes.
No, look,
He's cleaning bar mats.
I told my partner, I said, hey, I will go in with you, but you're never going to see me after the summer. And he's like, okay, that's
Is it
fine.
one of those dueling piano bars?
It's not dueling
Not dueling.
because I'm going to tell you what, Jeff, it's hard to find two guys that can actually perform and doing dueling piano.
Dueling's
I'm learning
pretty
a
good,
lot
though.
through
These guys
piano
are
bars.
smart.
That's right.
These guys are-
The orchestra is playing. We have to let you go.